You know, the way our world is today, this could damn near pass as a horror movie. Welcome back to my 2 cents, everyone, and today I'm going to be giving you my 2 cents on the remake to The Running Man. Now, full disclosure, I still have not seen the original Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger, so I can't tell you if this is better or worse than that original, but Arnold seemed to like it, so who am I to disagree with the GOAT? Starting off with the characters as always, we have Glenn Powell, who plays Ben Richards, who is a very poor and angry man who can't get a job and can't provide for his family. His daughter is dying from the flu, and his wife works damn near all day at a club to help provide where she can. So, out of desperation, he auditions to go on the game show The Running Man, where he can win up to $1 billion. And it doesn't take him long to realize that most of the show is faked for better ratings. So now he has to find a way to beat them at their own game and survive long enough to make enough money to get his family out of the slums. Glenn Powell has been really making a name for himself in Hollywood recently. And I mean, I haven't seen all the movies he's been in, but out of the ones I have seen, he's been good in damn near all of them. And The Running Man is no exception. He still has that typical Glenn Powell charm that you expect from him, while also having that bit of aggressive edge. He's an asshole, but he's an asshole for the right reasons. I also like how they make Ben look like an unintentional badass. Because he can't fight for shit, but he's still taking down these hunters like it's every day. Mostly because of coincidences, though. The one thing I will say about Ben that kind of applies to all the main characters is that in this movie there are way too many one-liners. To the point where so many characters will repeat the same lines that another character says to try to make them seem badass. It gets pretty annoying towards the end, and to me, that honestly feels like lazy writing. It's like they had 100 different one-liners they wanted to put into this movie, and they didn't just want to X out any of them, so they're just like, fuck it, throw all of them in. But even with that, I still like Glenn Powell's portrayal of Ben Richards, and he's an easy character to follow. Now let's talk about the man behind the game, Dan Killian, who's played by Josh Brolin. Dan is a great villain for a story like this. He's like a politician controlling the network to make himself look better and for his own benefit. He's a scummy bastard who manipulates and gaslights everybody into believing all of his lies. Does that sound familiar?
So kiss my ass twice.
Right there is why you can win this game.
And I would say to no one's surprise that he is the standout performance of this movie. I mean, this guy just knows how to play villains. Like, you know, this guy has no redeeming qualities, but the way he delivers those lines just makes you want to listen to him.
That's the spirit.
You also get a small role from Michael Cera, who's this sort of doomsday prepper that just knows everything corrupt about the network, and he helps Ben by showing him all this shady shit and also helping him escape. He also has a mentally insane mother that thinks Ben is the devil. He's that character in damn near every action movie that tells our main character all they need to know to take down the enemy, while cracking a few jokes just to break the movie's tension. We also get Coleman Domingo as the host of the Running Man show, and he's a lot of fun when he's on screen. I mean, he's also an asshole, but at least he's funny while being an asshole.
This is America, goddammit! And we don't put up with no bullshit! Yeah!
Now, a lot of these characters really don't get a lot of screen time, except for obviously Ben, because a lot of them kind of just pop in and out throughout the movie just to either try to kill Ben or try to save him, which is fine. The whole movie is about Ben's story and him escaping and all that. We don't need like 3 main characters or whatever. And I think all the actors are great. I mean, you have A-listers in here like Josh Brolin, so what do you expect other than the best? I just think some of their dialogue could have been better, but that's not the actor's fault, that's the script's fault. Now, our story goes that Ben Richards, a man who has been fired from every job he's ever worked at, is desperate to find a job and to get some medicine for his dying daughter. His wife does all she can, but he knows that they can't keep living like this. And in an act of desperation, he goes on the Running Man and must survive being hunted for up to 30 days in order to potentially win $1 billion. And he soon finds out there's a lot more to this game than what they show on TV. Now, I think you all know the question I'm about to ask you. Would you join the Running Man for a chance to win $1 billion? Because, I mean, Ben pretty much had no choice. He had no money and needed it now. I mean, the man's living in the slums with a dying daughter. So if I was him in that situation, yeah, I would have auditioned. But me personally, I know that I would die in the first 24 hours. There's no question. Anyways, this is a very interesting concept that was originally written by Stephen King, and I don't think enough people actually realize that this is a Stephen King adaptation. And I think it was realized really well in this film, but I think they might have pushed their message a bit too hard. Because this movie is obviously about the American government and how corrupt and shitty it is, right? And they make sure you never forget it. And listen, I'm all for shitting on the government, but maybe do it in a way that makes the film fun to watch, like how One Battle After Another did. There were just some moments in the film where I'd be watching and I'd be like, this is a bit too real. And in those moments, you can really take me out of a movie and back into reality where, well, the world kind of fucking sucks right now. But for the most part, I'd still say they keep you entertained with all the action going on and some of the comedy. There are just moments where you'll sit back and go, damn, that's actually happening. Also, I thought the visuals in the movie were really solid. There wasn't really a moment where I was like, no, that can't happen, or no, that's fake as shit. Obviously, there's futuristic technology that's not realistic, but overall, I could still believe this story, and I thought the visual effects were very well done. I would say use more practical effects, but like there's almost no instance where practical effects would have been better. But ultimately, effects are solid. Now, there are a lot of great scenes in this movie that I want to include in the That's Money segment, but I think my favorite is going to be when Ben falls into the sewer after blowing up a building to escape the hunters. And then he tells the camera that he's still alive.
I'm still here, you shit eaters.
That is such a perfect thing to say after escaping a bunch of hunters by blowing up a building. I honestly probably would have said the same exact thing. Overall, guys, I thought The Running Man was a very solid and fun remake with some great action and an interesting story. I just wish they would have had less one-liners. And maybe don't go all in on the government being terrible message, because while it's true, I would rather not be reminded of how my country's falling apart while I'm watching a movie. Not to get political or nothing. I would definitely say that The Running Man is worth the price of a ticket. And that's my review of The Running Man. Sorry this video took longer than usual. I just haven't been feeling very creative and have been pretty burnt out with all my school and all that, so making videos hasn't felt as fun as it did when I started. And I've just been lazy, admittedly. I promise that the FNAF review will come out next week, but I cannot guarantee when I will review Frankenstein. Depending on how I'm feeling, I could end up putting it out before the end of this month or early next month, but it kind of just depends on how my schedule goes and how I'm feeling. But I promise I'll get to it eventually when I'm not as burnt out and when I can make actually good reviews for you guys, because I want to make sure these videos are actually entertaining and aren't just thrown together. Anyways, enough of my rant. Be sure to like and subscribe to keep up with my inconsistent ass upload schedule. And of course, make sure to give me your 2 cents on The Running Man in the comments below, and I will see you guys soon.